what according to you healthy is? Like if any one of you can just unmute yourself and answer it.
What?
What according to you eating healthy is? Okay.
Less spicy, less oily.
Okay.
Unmute.
घर का खाना like.
Okay. Okay, so less spicy, less oily और घर का खाना. Okay, fine. कभी कभी कैसे होता है ना कि you stay in a very joint. Okay. Is it okay? Fine. Okay. So yeah, less
Sorry,
spicy.
Mitra.
No, that's okay. Less spicy, I will not agree to it completely. Less oily, yes, or maybe the right amount of oil. But before we do all of those, or we understand that, let us understand what actually a healthy food, or what are we supposed to look into when we are opting for a healthy food. Okay. So let us understand our ingredients. Like, where we right now go to market and we try and buy products thinking it's healthy. But do we ever read the nutritional ingredients, the ingredients used in it? Simple example, let's take bread. Okay, so there is a brown bread, there is a whole wheat bread. But when you read the ingredients in it, you realize it that there is whole wheat and then there is refined whole wheat flour also in it. So the refined means maida, which is not the good thing in the bread, because when you are opting for a whole wheat bread, so reading ingredients is very important in any food products that you buy. Because generally now, due to the lockdown and many other things, what happens is we tend to get more of packet foods, store it in a house, or like that. If you're staying in a joint family, you have many packet foods available in your own kitchen. So when you do that, it's important that you store the right ingredient, like, look for the right ingredient and get those products, because ultimately what you get, it is going to go in your own stomach. Then understanding the nutritional label. So it's not necessary for everyone to read the nutritional label, but what we can do is, if you are looking for, like, healthy food, so simple thing is to understand the sugar content of the product. Does that product have sugar in it? If yes, is it a natural sugar or added sugar? What's the ratio? Simple example, let's take we go to the shop and we ask them for oats cookies. Okay, so what we have in our mind is like, okay, oats cookies, it's supposed to be rich in fiber, it's supposed to give me healthy ingredients, right? But when you read the nutritional label, it says the fiber content is just 1% or 2%, which is not right. Ideally, oats is rich in fiber. It's supposed to have the basic ingredients has it. So this is something known as understanding your products that you are going to buy and you are going to consume it. There's something known as hidden foods. Hidden food is nothing but, like I mentioned it right now, oats. If it says it's oats, it has to have the nutritional content of the oats. Without that, it's not going to give the right nutrient to your own body. Like say Nutella or any other foods which has a lot of sugar in it, but it's not mentioned. Or if it's mentioned in different names of sugar, which is not understood by the layman people. So we need to understand that, like, if there is no sugar, then is there any other type of sugar added to it or no? Okay. Um, so we all agree to the thing that we are what we eat, right? So let us understand what everyone would like to eat this, but we are what we eat starts from our own kitchen. So I basically believe in having a clean kitchen. When I say clean kitchen, that means that we should have none of these products which are junk, which are more packaged or which are more processed. I do summer camps with kids, okay, and I have observed that parents tell me my kid is thoda fuzzy in eating. They will not like eating a certain type of food. You must, like, just understand that and all of those stuffs. But I've observed that when the kids are given certain type of food and there is no other options available for them, they eat what has been served to them very well. Like there are kids who do not like poha or upma, but when I do my summer camp, there are cuisines regional wise or the like state wise which I keep it, and they have to eat it to understand every cuisine is nice and it's different and you have to enjoy it. So when the fact is that it is very true to saying the out of sight out of mind. If you don't have these things in your house, how is you're going to get tempted to it? If your child likes Oreo biscuit, that's okay. But what we do is like we have Oreo and we have many other options available also. So even if we don't want to eat it, we'll just pick up one and eat it. So always try and have ingredients which are more healthier side and which is easy to eat. So these all packet foods at times it's good, but not on a regular basis. Now some of you might have a question, like we have a lot of guests coming in every on a weekly basis, so for them we keep it. But why you want to serve your guests also something which you don't want to eat or which you don't believe is healthy? So how about keeping an option of some fruits or dried fruits, or even a typical basic nasta like khakra which is homemade with a peanut chutney or something like that. Okay, always remember the second thing is the shopping list. Generally what we do is we go to shopping of our groceries or vegetables on an empty stomach. It generally happens because we tend to finish our daily routine before we sit for our lunch, or before we start preparing the meal. So what happens is when you do not have your shopping list and you go without that, you tend to pick up the things which you even don't want it. So we generally pick up things like we have decided ki biscuits and cakes and chocolates or like chips and all, we don't want to take it, but because you are hungry, because you don't have a shopping list, and because those things are kept in a way, mall in such a way that it is attracted and you tend to pick that up. So even if you go to Sarkari Bhandar or any mart, D Mart or any of those places, these people have a technique to place their products in a way which people tend to pick up, or the sight of a person goes on it and will pick up. So it's always important to create a shopping list and just get that much so that you in a way save yourself from spending extra and eating junk also. So like most of you, I just saw that have Ajay, most of you are parents. So how many of you allow your parents kids to help you in kitchen or the normal cooking routine? Because till the time I believe is till the time they don't enter the kitchen, they don't understand how the particular food is made, they will never understand why it is important for me to eat, or why why should I eat it. When you make it yourself, you feel more tempted to eat it. So it's same with the kids. When they make it and everyone in the family eats, they are more motivated to eat it. So just once in a while ask your children to help you in the kitchen, or if your children are very young age, you can just ask them in washing your veggies, and if you can just give them a blunt knife to help them chopping and all, which in a way will help them motivate and eat what they have cleaned today or made today or helped you in making. One more thing I would like to emphasize, in today's generation, I have seen parents keep on telling, "मेरा बच्चा ये नहीं खाता है," या फिर "मेरा बच्चा ये नहीं करता है," "मेरा बच्चा ये कम खाता है." We either try to compare it with the other children, or we ourselves decide कि ये नहीं खाता है. But have we ever understood कि वो नहीं खाता है, क्या मैं खाती हूँ वो चीज? Are we eating it? Like I have done a lot of counseling to the young kids, and what happens is parents will say कि ये बहुत junk खाता है. But why? ये junk क्यों खाता है? Because junk food is something which is tempting, which is tasty, which a parent did not force to a child to finish it. So if the parent को टाइम नहीं है तो बोलेगा ठीक है ये खा ले, हो गया. So parent is also happy and the child is also happy कि okay I got it. And next time the child understands कि oh मैं next time ऐसे tantrums करूँगा तो I might get it. Or maybe for the kids who get pocket money, and so for them you when they are out you cannot control their eating habits or what they selected, but when they are at home you can it's on you how you control their eating habits. So family table or eating together at least one meal in a day, I feel it's very important, because you talk to your kids, you talk to your routine, how was it and everything. Nowadays if we see, everyone, even while eating or anything that we do, is in their phone, which is not right. So when we tell a child कि अगर पढ़ाई कर रहा है तो तू पढ़ाई ही कर, so it's same way when you are eating, just eat so that your body gets signals कि okay, I am done. Oh, I have eaten this. Generally, if I ask sometime, like, to my clients कि कल क्या खाया था, they don't remember कल क्या खाया था. This is the reason, like, you should not use any phones, or you should not distract yourself while eating. This is also a type of mindful eating, we do it. So you should always remember that you are having a healthy table conversation, you are eating everything, and all the food that you want your child to eat, you yourself are eating with them. Okay? So yeah. So there are certain foods that is, like, known as healthy swaps, or what you can replace in your kitchen and have those healthy options available handy to you. So like, no juice but have a whole fruit. When you have a juice made at home, that's very good. So when you make it at home, do not strain and do not add excess of sugar or added sugar or salt to it. Just have the way it is in a pure form. Or else the best thing is to have the whole fruit. Because when you take a Tetra pack, it's obviously going to have added preservatives, colors, and to make it, like, um, a standard product, they need to add a lot of preservatives to it. Otherwise, how is it going to taste the same every time you buy it? So this, that every time the oranges are not going to be sweet, sometimes it's going to be sour also. So when you make it at home, you realize, okay, the outside thing is actually the junk or the crap that I am eating it. Like, swap your noodles, or if your child like a lot of Chinese or a fast food, you can make zoodles out of it. So zoodles does not mean only of the zucchini, you can make it of carrots also, or cucumber, whichever uh, you feel or your child's favorite food is. It's not always that you do it, but for example, your child likes to eat noodles 3 times a week. I would say at least try and substitute once or twice if your child is happily eating it with all the other veggies or added ingredients, like the spices and everything. Like one of you told in the start, like, healthy eating means eating less spicy. Yeah. So if you are eating extremely spicy on a regular basis, then yes, a less spicy is good. But if not, if you are, like, a moderate eater, spicy eater, definitely please continue it, because at
ઉભી રે
times
ચાલુ કરવા દે. હવે પછી મામા ખીજાશે હા.
Parents, please keep the call on mute, please.
So there is no restriction on using the spices. There is definitely a restriction on using the oil. Sometimes I have heard people saying कि ना तेल नहीं है तो टेस्टी नहीं है. Like सब्जी में तेल नहीं दिखेगा तो the food is not tasty. But trust me, have you tried, और कभी आपने तेल को चखा है कि वो क्या टेस्ट का है? तेल को टेस्ट नहीं होता है. The taste which comes is the masala that you add to it. So no matter what, if you even cook a lot of veggies in a just little amount of oil, that's absolutely fine, because the flavor which is going to come is through the masalas that you add and through the love that you have for the cooking and you do it. One more such option is like makhana. Makhana is a very versatile ingredient. You can use it in making kheer out of it, or laddus out of it, or just have it like a popcorn, and like, save kurmura, how we have it, you can just do it that way and just have it. So rather than having a popcorn which requires a lot of oil or a butter to, like, cook it and get it into that particular form, makhana is a very good option. It also is rich in fiber too. So this is something we, like, really opt for when we are out. And do you believe that a junk food can be made healthy and can be tasty also? Have you tried doing it? So this now onwards, there are a few slides which will help you to understand that a food can be healthy, even a junk food can be healthy too, and tasty. Trust me, it's going to be really tasty and healthy if you use the right ingredient, or if you just, like, blend the best thing possible. So this is the burger which is easily available outside. And the one that you see it on your right is the wheat bread burger, which I make it. So the bread is whole wheat. Okay, it has wheat puree. So if your kids do not like wheat, this is one of the way to give them wheat, because that's the only, like, it just adds a color. It does not have any of its own taste. The patties that you see is made up of completely oats and less of aloo to just give it a binding. So do you understand, like, how you can change or make the variations? So like, if you love ragda patties, why don't you just add a bit of oats and reduce the aloo content in it, and like, have it more of fiber rich, and add lots of vegetables. And why not no cheese? Like, my patties is not fried. It is just dry roasted on a tawa. So ideally my burger does not have any fat. So what fat content I get, it is from the cheese. And so my child is like, we are everyone happy because cheese bhi aa gaya. I've got the burger also. I'm not getting the beef taste also. So when there's one child who knows it, like, when Samarkand pe he comes, he's like, Mudra auntie ka hai, so it's going to be healthy. She cannot give us anything which is like junk actually. And when the mother ordered the meat burger first time from me, the child was like very skeptical on eating it. Like, very slowly he had his first bite. Like, nahi, ye acha nahi dikhega. Like, it will not taste good. Trust me, that's so favorite that till now, whenever I make that burger, the mother will definitely order it for the child. So if a child who is like, 10 years old enjoys eating this, so I'm sure that even the adult as well as the younger ones, then this will love eating the burgers, which are made healthy. Only thing is we need to have a lot of patience, and we need to put up so much of time to it. Once you have the hack of doing a healthy food, it's going to be very easy to you. It's not going to take a lot of time there. So this is my pizza variation. This is what me and my husband have it. Like, the base is of the rice crisp. And this is the whole wheat base which I make it when the guests are available at home. So you see there's just little bit of cheese on it and loaded with veggies. And what we like eating or what we eat is just something which is available like this, which is completely unhealthy. Lot of cheese, lot of maida, lot of preservatives on top of it, and less of veggies. So everything you need to develop it. I'm not saying ki aaj se hi chalu karo. No. Just understand one thing. Okay, just understand, set and understand ki do we all eat fruit? If no, start it from today. Like, one fruit daily, we all will sit together and eat. So that your younger child will see, your elder ones will see, everyone will see. And eating fruits is a good habit. Why not? Or maybe if you think that you drink less of water, then why not you people just have a healthy competition of having how much, who drinks how much of water in a day. And by the end of the day you can just understand, like, write it down, or tell to each other that, oh, I had 4 liters or I had 3 liters of water. And whoever does it may be a surprise goodie to them. The elders can decide of their home. But obviously do not tell that to your kids, because it's kind of acts as a bribe also then. Okay, main ye khauga to ye milega. No, we don't want food to be a bribe to them. Food has to be eaten the way it is served to them. Okay. So my husband, trust me, he doesn't like eating roti sabzi. But being a nutritionist, I cannot resist myself to not give him roti sabzi or all the vegetables available in the market. So these are the few options that I tend to do it. This is like a palak roti, palak paneer, like daily. So who will eat palak paneer? So then I have lot of purees like wheat puree, dudhi puree, pumpkin puree, palak puree. I just clean those everything well. Just give it nice one whistle, puree it and freeze it in the portion size I require. Whenever I want it, I remove it. I use it in binding of the atas, or I use it in my breads, any of the things where I can, like, mix the puree with. Like, the dudhi puree can be added to any of your soups that you eat, because bottle gourd itself does not have any such taste. Or I like pumpkin spice latte, so I make that. Or at times, even if I am making a cake or a dessert for me and my husband itself, we use it a lot of. I use these purees rather than the water or the milk content to it. So this is like a palak wrap which has brown rice, which has paneer, which has rajma, and lot of veggies to it. So it consists of everything. Then this is a rice sheet rolls. rice sheet, everyone knows it. So this has a lot of veggies into it. I just slice them, I just add salt and pepper and just roll it. Simple as that. If you have a child at home and they just want to get it fried, this is like, a non-fried spring roll. So yeah, you can do it that way, or you can just apply a brush of oil to it and just do it on a tawa to get it thoda sa crispiness. And this is another type of wrap which we do is like, this just to take any salad leaves, lettuce leaves, and just add all your chopped veggies to it. For dressing, I generally keep it very simple, or my dressing is a nut dressing. Like if I do it a peanut butter dressing or an almond butter dressing. So yeah, these are the few variations. Food is something, there is no limit to it. You can have lots and lots of variations to it. Only thing is you need to be ready to do it and try it out. And trust me, anything you make it with a lot of love and care, it's going to turn out good and everyone's going to like it. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, we can take it up.
This was an awesome presentation, and I loved, and I remember the taste of that beetroot burger. So trust me, she really makes amazing food. Though today she is not here to just market her Nutri Bhog or and tell us ke तुम मेरे से burger order करो. She just wants us to know how you can incorporate healthy stuff in your food just by adding a little bit of a palak, little bit of a beetroot, adding some colors, using some veggies inside, and making it as nutrition, as tasty. So somewhere I have learned that I'm very fond of cheese, and it's like instead of cheese, what else can I use? So I use hung curd and use whatever things I want to use inside, and that becomes, and it is as tasty as cheese. Recently I started eating guacamole, which is made of avocado, and the hummus, which is made of peas. So these are the things which are I'm using it in my family. People are enjoying that, so you can try these things as well. So I will just check what questions are there in the chat box. Please share the recipes if it would be great help. Okay.
Okay, so there are a lot many recipes on the Insta page, and I do keep on doing live sessions, so you can even check that out. I'll be sharing few recipes with Sarita today, so she'll be posting that down to you as well.
Can you just off the screen right now?
I'll do that.
Yeah. Awesome. So anybody who has questions, she has told me that she'll be sending a PDF to me, which has little bit of some recipes, I guess, in the PDF.
Yeah.
She'll be sharing okay. So she will be sharing that to me, and I'll be sharing it on all the 5 groups wherever you are. And in case if you haven't received and you are not the part of the Parenting Twigs, and you have come through some of your friend in this particular Zoom call right now, so do ask your friend to share that PDF to you, or you can be the part of Parenting Twigs as well, as far as your child is, if it comes in a particular age group, as group goes from 0 to 20 years. So please tell about, yes, when I had introduced Mudra in the past, I had shared the link of Instagram. Mudra, can you share the link right now on the chat box right now? Yes.
Yeah.
So she's sharing the Instagram plate, and yes, her Instagram has lots of recipes. So if you'll see the image, उसके साथ थोड़ा बहुत कहाँ ना कहाँ content आपको दिखेगा. And even if you don't see any recipe, for example, then अपना थोड़ा creativity use करो. अच्छा, okay, carrot दिख रहा है. अच्छा, okay, थोड़ा दही दिख रहा है. अच्छा, okay, ये दिख रहा है. So let's make it. So compile it and make something amazing. What if the elders at home are more, okay, one second. So there's a question over here. What if the elders at home are more into junk food? How to teach kids eat healthy option? My mother-in-law is a great foodie.
Okay.
Hmm.
So junk food have like I can say that it is categorized. Okay, junk food मतलब बहुत बाहर से order करते हैं या फिर like you make it at home. Lot of like fancy or fast food items. So if you're making at home, you can make a lot of variations. For example, I make pav bhaji at home. I add dudhi to it. I add wheat to it, and I even add pumpkin puree to it. But none of them under like no one understands कि ये सब डला हुआ है अंदर because the masala does its work. Okay, and if you are doing say a dosa at home, then bahar ka aata hai, that's absolutely fine, but you can at the side give a lot of sabzi or the inner portion to it with a lot of cheese or paneer to it. So it depends on like if your mother-in-law is a lot of foodie. There are two type of foodie. I am a foodie who is on a healthier side, and there is a foodie who can eat everything and anything का खाना चाहिए. So you have to understand which type of foodie you are. I hope that is like that answers the question.
Yeah. So there's another question: how to make young kids eat leafy veggies?
It's very simple, trust me. Palak or any green leafy vegetable is very versatile. You just need to, like say, palak can be used in your sandwiches, in your rolls, in your breads, in your like rotis and things like that. If not, you can make a muffin out of it. जैसे कि I do a muffin made up of like besan ka atta and I add a lot of vegetables to it. So appam plate mein you can have that palak puree, besan atta with a lot of vegetables, and you can make a green appam for them. Or you can just chop finely chop your methi bhaji or amaranth. Amaranth gives a nice reddish color to it. So you can do that way also. So if you see at times what happens now, ki the look or the appearance of the sabzi served on the plate is the issue for the child to eat the food. But if you change the way you give it to it, maybe the child would enjoy eating it. So yeah, there for example, my husband or like there are like my in-laws do not like handwa, a Gujarati dish which has like a vegetable pancake. But the same thing when I make it in the appam pan, my husband didn't realize ki, okay, this is handwa, this is not the handwa, this is something else. Then you need to change your way of cooking it, or maybe the serving the food. Sweet की जगह क्या?
So, yes, I agree
Yeah.
I'll come to that sweets part. When she mentioned about pav bhaji, I've started adding, little bit of soaked oats in my bhaji. Okay, and dudi, as per, I use carrot also. Lots of people don't use carrot. They feel carrot se bhaji sweet ho jayega. But I think if you're putting one carrot, doesn't make any difference to your bhaji because masalas actually do the great work. In my family they used to put malai and lots of butter in my pav bhaji before, and they wanted that kind of a richness. So I changed it little bit, by just putting 1 spoon of dahi inside, and they didn't even come to know that there was no malai and there was dahi
That's
inside.
true.
So this is one part. And yes, there's a next question about sweets. They are very fond of, family is very fond of sweet. And how can we add the sweets and at the same time have healthy sweets?
Okay, so I would say any sweet which has a base of dates or a jaggery is good. But again, anything and everything eaten in an excess is not good for you. So if you have a sweet tooth or if your family has a sweet tooth, just make sure like you make small portions of it and have a particular time in a day. Like after lunch and dinner, we'll have this much of sweet to it. Or when you say sweets and it even like it desserts भी आता है कभी sweets में, so there are a lot of healthy options available in desserts which are like made with jaggery or whole wheat, and there are ice creams which are like protein rich ice creams or zero sugar ice creams which even taste good. So but again, anything and everything needs to be controlled. It cannot be like कि healthy है so I can just have unlimited. There is no limit to it. No, sweet is sweet. Ultimately sugar, yeah, jaggery, yeah, like there are a lot many sugars nowadays, like coconut sugar, raw sugar. Every sugar ultimately body में एक ही काम करने वाला है, just giving you the same kind of calories. Only thing is कि कोई जल्दी digest हो जाता है, कोई late digest होता है. So that's the only difference that it makes. So anything is fine, but should we have a base of dates, and homemade is more preferable, where you can control the ghee content of it or the sweetness content of it. Yeah. Mute. You are mute, Sarita.
Sorry. So, sorry. So, if you can guide a little bit on sugar part, that what instead of sugar can be used. So there are different kinds of sugar available in the market, like palm sugar and castor sugar and brown sugar and what else was that? Jaggery, powdered jaggery. Then even I think date sugar. So can you just guide a little bit on that?
Okay, so sugar, white sugar definitely no, because that's the refinest product you can get it. When you want to have a brown sugar or a raw sugar, just go with a more of an organic one rather than just having the low.
Is she frozen or I can't hear it? Hello, Mudra. Are you there or? I think she has left the thing. Anybody can hear me? Can somebody just reply me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Sarita.
Okay. So I think Mudra is not there and the problem is.
Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
logged off.
Yeah, she's just logged off. Okay, so can you all just put across any other few additional questions so I can address that by asking her as well? If anybody has a question. Okay, I would like to also add on, as a few recipes which I try at my place using healthy versions, so some others might get some ideas. So I've tried beetroot idlis, I've tried palak idlis, even appe, where you're talking about leafy vegetables. Somebody asked about the leafy vegetables. So leafy vegetables, it's not necessary that you have to eat in a way what you have eating traditionally by what your parents had fed you in your childhood. You can change it in a different way. So leafy vegetable puree can be used in pasta gravies as well. It can be used in in a healthy way of dal dokli as well, or maybe sandwich also is one of them which can be what is it called, the spinach sandwich. So that's how you can change little different ways by different adding colors. So that's how leafy vegetables can be used. Now as far as methi is concerned, which is little bitter in taste, you can use it in a theplas, or you can use it in uh, you know maybe a little bit in rice or something like that. So you can also use option of kasuri methi, if that is one option, which if they're not eating the green ones, the dried version also has the same nutrients. You can add that as well. These are a few things which I have been incorporating, and I think she has a problem. She's still not logged in. And yes, thank you so much. What would be the interval between the two meals? Okay, so that only Mudra will be able to guide you. I'm not expert in that particular thing. And as Mudra has logged off and my phone is also switched off, I am not able to connect with her as well.
Mudra has joined.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no problem, Mudra. You are on mute. So there's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a question. What's the interval between the two meals?
3 to 4 hours. Again, it differs from person to person and their lifestyle. So yes, but ideal interval is like 3 to 4 hours, because we recommend eating 5 to 6 portions of meals throughout the day.
So Mudra, I took over in between and I shared few recipes in between.
Okay.
So there is one thing which I would like to ask you, Mudra. Though I have been doing that, I don't know how right it is. So if you can just correct it, because I said it when you were not there, about the kasuri methi used in the vegetables. So many times kids don't like that methi taste and the bitter taste. So I use it in theplas. Is
Right.
there any other way where these kids can eat methi? So I gave an option to parents of using a kasuri methi. I use kasuri methi everywhere. So it's all over the place in my house. But is it a right way, or does it give the same nutrients to kids which is required?
Oh yes, so kasuri methi is nothing but the dried methi form. Okay, only difference would be that you will not be able to add it into bulk amount in your food. But in a way, kuch nahi se kuch is better, and that's how maybe it's a start to something. Okay, let आज 5 grams खाया है, कल 10 grams खाने में भी there won't be any दिक्कत. And yes, masalas, anything like this is very versatile. Use it in whatever flavors and food you want it. So there is no restriction in food कि इसमें डाल सकते हैं या इसमें नहीं डाल सकते. So please use it.
Okay. So I'm following right things. Okay, there's one more question which I have. When I was, my son was young, and I was told not to have this food. So are you aware of the tamasic food, sattvic food, and rajas food?
So that's kind of like homeopathic or a neuropathic kind of a diet.
Right.
So people who believe it and who understand body type diet, definitely if you know it, and I do not believe in follow body type diet. But if you have someone who is specialized in that kind of a diet, and it's helping you, and it's something which you feel you are going to able to sustain it throughout, then please continue doing it.
Okay,
Because yeah.
Okay, so in that I have a question. So I was told not to give hing, so asafoetida, to a younger kids up till 5 years of age. So because it comes into a tamasic food, and it doesn't it doesn't help child brain grow their brain activities or something like that. So does that anything related to what you have done study in your nutrition?
I don't think I kind of don't believe it, because hing is something which you would just have it in a pinch form for an adult, and for a kid it would be hardly anything, क्योंकि वो कितना खा लेगा. And otherwise generally parents use hing is during an external use, like सर्दी है तो on their head or forehead, because they are not able to express, or it does not release it out. So if an external use is there, so I don't think it's going to make that much difference, because again, hing is something you don't add it to everything. It's majorly used in your pulses. So, and yeah, if the child is very young, how much amount of pulses is he going to eat? Because again, that pulses in a way is very hard to digest to their stomach. So I don't think that's supposed to be a problem.
Okay, okay. So I didn't give my son, hing for first 5 years because of this one of the thing which I had heard in. I just wanted to correct it, because many must be following something like that, and that's the reason I'm addressing that question right now.
So see, like this now, during pregnancy there are very myths कि papaya नहीं खाना है या खजूर नहीं खाना है या don't do this. But for that I would say कि if your body in general is producing heat after eating that particular product, then in pregnancy do not eat it. But just because you are pregnant and you're avoiding it makes no sense.
Right.
At least in what I have studied. But yeah, again it differs from body type and person to person.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, so what should be the interval? Okay, that we have addressed that. How many times we should have a deep fried food in a week?
If you ask me, I would say if you can have a air fried one or a baked one, why you want to have a deep fried one? You save on your oil, you save on your money. But once in 15 days, I would say it's okay.
So the best option for deep fry food is, shallow frying. That helps a
Yeah.
lot. Saves lots of oil which goes in our body. So shallow fry is one of thing which I would opt. हाँ,
But
कुछ चीजें हैं.
again, I would like to tell you that when we did this during my studies in nutrition, so it doesn't make that much of difference. Like shallow frying में भी हमको लगता है कि हमने कम डाला है, but it is more or less equal. So rather than
Right.
like for example, being in Mumbai, we all love vada pavs.
That's what I
And
was coming to.
how can one not eat vada pav or restrain themselves from eating vada pav? But
Right.
first, I do my vada pavs in an appam pan. The vada masala is same, the outer batter is same, everything is same. Only thing is there is no that oil. There is just one drop of oil in one vada which goes in, and it tastes perfectly fine. Because kabhi kabhi if you see ki bahar ka vada, then people will take the tissue and try to soak the oil, and which is not going to help. तो जितना जाना था absorb होना था वो हो गया है. What you're doing is just
True.
removing the excess. So if I must say the one thing to have in your kitchen is the appam pan. It helps you in lot of variations and varieties, and which will help you in making many things less oily or no without any oil.
Okay, there is one more question from one of the parent. We don't eat potatoes, onion, garlic. Are we missing out some nutrition for kids?
No, not exactly. Because see, potato, onions, and garlics come in a category of food, and only if you're not eating that and you're eating the other food, fruits and vegetables, that's going to balance it out. Because ऐसा नहीं है कि potato is very special and has only this ingredient which is not available in any. No. But if you're not eating it, that's okay. Make sure that you're eating all the other things which you're supposed to eat. Then do not restrict on those also.
Okay, so I think all the questions are been answered as per what I see in the chat box. I hope I've not missed out any questions. Hmm. So on Instagram, you can check NutriBhog and you will see all the lovely recipes. I will definitely put the link on the group. And if you are not a part of Parenting Twigs and somebody has given you this link today for the Zoom call, please ask your friend to get you added in that group through me. Okay, there are two more questions down. Okay. Do you use chana ka atta on vada pav in a pump pan?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I have not tried this. Mudra, I have to try this.
Try it. It doesn't make any difference. Really, it tastes more better, I think.
Okay. So invest in appam. आज हम,
Appam pans.
we should have called that Nirlap guy and he would have. We are sponsoring him today, and I would have got paid for it. Okay, cool. So thank you very much, every parent, and thank you very much, Mudra, for answering all the questions and giving us few insights on healthy eating habits. And hoping that thoda bahut the 1%, 2% healthiness activities we start applying in our daily routine. So one thing a day will, slowly we will come up with a habit. So yeah.
Small steps daily.
Yes, and this video will be available on YouTube. There was some goof up I did in the starting, so thoda chale gaya hai. But the whatever Mudra has said is there, so it's not gone. That's the best part. Okay, see you all. Thank you so much, and
you.
see you next week. Next week we have on book reading, how to read a book, and what are the which are the ways which we can go. So I'll be taking that across. And thank you so much and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye.